Thanks to God of War 3, we already know how it all ends for Kratos. But what about how it all began? God of War, Ghost of Sparta for the PSP pulls us into the middle of Kratos' reign as the new God of War, expands on his Spartan origins, and fills us in on exactly why the gods are so PO'd by number 3.
God of War Ghost of Sparta takes place right after the events of God of War 1, where Kratos has killed Ares, the god of war. And then it leads up to what people know from the beginning of God of War 2. So we're basically playing this kind of connective story between the two, and we're also filling in a few gaps that people have questions about from God of War 3, actually.
Now, we know what you're thinking. How do you follow up on one of the most epic action-adventure games in PS3 console history on a handheld? Can a PSP title recreate the massive scale that's become a God of War trademark?
God of War to us, it's a really important game. It's a huge franchise, and it's known for its epic scale and massive action and huge environments. Also, when we try to make this game, huge, we don't go, well, we're on a PSP. We don't think of it that way. We're making every bit as good a game as you can find on the PS3.
This isn't the first God of War title that's been on the PSP. What kind of lessons did you learn from that title, and how have you changed things for Ghost of Sparta?
Well, having a little bit of time, actually, since Chains of Olympus, gave us the opportunity to kind of look at the things where we said, if we just had a little bit more time, what would we do differently? So we went back and retooled a lot of the navigation. So Kratos has new ways of climbing around the environment. We brought back things like the grapple hook that people know from God of War 2 and 3 that they love. And then smaller things like retuning the combat and making sure that the enemy AI was stronger and more intelligent, had better ways of actually attacking Kratos, and we crammed more moves in there that we didn't think were possible before. There's just all around, we did a lot of polish work on the game to make it even better than the previous game.
And don't think for a second that the boss battles have gotten any smaller or less gory. Take Scylla, the first boss we encounter in Atlantis.
She's huge. She's actually large enough to swallow the biggest boss from our previous game. And she's got multiple arms, legs, and tentacles, and she's got 6 eyes, and she has rows of teeth like a shark. She's really gnarly looking.
Sounds like quite a lady.
And that's just the start. There's a lot more in there for people to find.
What are some of the new magical abilities and weapons that you can use?
Well, we have this really cool magic. Kratos gets this relic called the Eye of Atlantis. He steals it actually from Poseidon, and it harnesses the full power of Poseidon and the rage of the storms and the sea, and he's basically able to shoot lightning out of this cool, golden relic and electrocute all of his foes.
Is that what pissed Poseidon off so badly for 3?
It's part of it, actually, so it's a good thing that you asked about that. But there are other things that he does in this game, actually, that are going to answer a few questions in 3.
Ghost of Sparta also gets us in on the action directly from our anger management challenged warrior's point of view.
Some of my favorite moments in God of War 3, for example, were the quick time events where you're pulling out the Cyclops' eye. Is that something we're going to see a lot of in Ghost of Sparta?
Absolutely. One of the cool things we've added to the game is when he actually does, for example, rip the Cyclops' eye out, blood is spraying all over the place, and his ashen skin just gets coated with it. It's something that we think just adds to that kind of visceral feel of the game and actually intensifies all the action.
Do you ever have those whoa moments where you're just totally blown away by the scale?
It's so big. Everything about it, from the sound to the graphics to the scale of the environments, like we talked about the size of the monsters, the game is packed with whoa moments. Every 3 or 4 minutes is a whoa moment.
From what we've seen, this handheld game fits every bit of scale-shattering, bloody Grecan god-killing that we've experienced on the PS3, right into the palms of our hands.
I am coming for you, brother.
5 games, 5 creative titans, 1 night. A franchise as epic as God of War can only be helmed by some epic minds. And today, we're taking you behind the scenes at the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood, where each director of every God of War game is convening for an exclusive roundtable discussion. G4's Allison Hayslip is also here to moderate the historic discussion and to grill the guys on their roles in the evolution of Kratos. Let's get all the juicy details. Qore, what's going on today?
What's up? Just out here at this crazy little God of War director's family reunion thing, which hopefully may end up like a little Jerry Springer episode where we all fight and throw chairs at each other. So I think that'll be awesome.
Yeah, Springer style. I think I like that. I think I like that way more. Yeah, I think a little bit of that and a little bit of finally getting to air out some of the conversation probably that we had behind closed doors to the rest of the world.
Today's kind of a family reunion for you guys, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of a weird family reunion, but yeah, definitely haven't seen some of these guys in a long time.
It's really cool. It's very, very nice to see everybody. I wish the whole team was here because that's the real family, but just sort of, I guess we're the dads at the head of the table, so it's pretty cool to see everybody back, and then to meet the new guy who's doing the new God of War. It just keeps coming, you know, so it's pretty sweet.
All the people who worked on this game, we kind of have, you know, a commonality. There's this thing that we've worked on that's drove us mad, but at the same time is like overly satisfying to have been a part of. So it's going to be really cool to sit down and kind of hash it out and give our takes on things. Looking forward to it.
From God of War 1 to Ghost of Sparta for the PSP out this month, each game in Kratos' journey has been a shared experience of blood, sweat, and tears.
It was definitely more work than I ever could have possibly imagined. But it was, you know, trial by fire. I was learning everything about doing that job on the job while it was going on. So it was exciting, but it was also very, very exhausting. I didn't go over all the soundtrack of the game until the last week before final. So I literally didn't sleep for like a week.
And we always say when we get done with it, you know, the next game, it's going to be better and we're not going to be killing ourselves. God of War 3 is probably one of the worst ones. And for me, easily the hardest thing I've ever done before in my career. Like, if we don't polish the stuff, we're looking at a game that's like a C. And I'm wondering, are we going to be able to do it this time? Do we have enough gas in the tank this time to get it up to that A quality? And we did it, and we did it right at the end of the wire.
At the end of the day, we're probably our worst critics, and we push ourselves way past where we should. But I think that's what makes God of War a great game. I mean, there's shenanigans and there's antics. This part of the game, people are loopy, they're tired.
I thought I was going to end up in an institution when I was crafting the story of Kratos.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me.
I would vacillate these wide swings of, you know, what I thought was going to be this huge cultural phenomenon that went beyond video game fans to the point that it hit everybody, and you know, and then I would have moments where I'd say like, no one's going to care, and it's going to be sort of a C title, and it's going to be in the bargain bin in 2 weeks.
God of War. I haven't forgotten you.
Kratos actually is kind of an image of even today what we consider ourselves to be. You know, in some ways we're rebels trying to do things our own way. We always want to have it our own way. We always fight the fight that's ahead of us. And I think that for us, and at least for me, Kratos is very much that image of what we live in our lives and what we want to put into his character.
He's the underdog. I mean, it's even if you don't like the guy, I mean, he is a complete, but he's true to his convictions. This is what he wants to do. He's been completely tricked, you know, into basically committing the ultimate sin. And why not cheer for him? Why not cheer for him to go and like after the people that did this to him?
He's not a totally unlikable guy. He does a lot of bastard things, but I think people can relate to the fact that the ends kind of justify his means, even though the fact that he's not intending on doing these things, his inadvertent effect actually changes the world for the better. And people just like people who can rip people apart.
I wouldn't want to be Kratos all the time, but on days there would be times where I would love to be that powerful of a guy, and I think that's sort of where he came from, where he sprang from.
Well, amazing. I'm sure you have a ton to talk about today on
I think
stage.
so. It's going to be fun.
I am looking forward to Asmussen versus Jaffe.
Yes.
I don't want that because I don't want to have to come home to my wife with a black eye.
You know what? I could get a couple of good punches, and then that's it.
It's likely that he understands the combat moves and everything better than anybody.
I already set up Stig versus Jaffe.
Oh, that's an easy one.
So you got
I can take the
Qore-
other two.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Both of them at the same
Yeah,
time?
easy.
Ooh, beginning the fight. Here it comes.
No matter how the directors came to helm the God of War franchise, these titans of the gaming world overcame huge obstacles to create a series that has endured the test of time.
So how did you guys become game directors? Because I don't think until recently you could actually go to college to be a game director. What path led you to this career?
There is no, and I guess,
there is
except
no
for no, even for you as well. It's
for
just
me,
sort
it
of
was
a
just that Qore
happenstance
quit.
thing. Yeah, I quit, so
He quit,
so I got it. So really, all you got to do is find somebody to quit.
Well,
Just quit.
You were saying
Right,
you started
exactly.
in animation and you guys started in drawing. Is that is that eventually what led to it?
No, there's no direct path on that. Me doing animation and me ending up in directing was really, I guess the only reason I got it because everybody who was good turned it down.
No. Qore and I had a lot of discussions about the storytelling in Max Payne 2. And we were very much about how do we tell stories via interactivity. and not through cutscenes. And the minute we started having those conversations, it was like, okay, he gets it. And so it wasn't that everybody else turned us down. It was just
But
that,
it was.
It wasn't. It was the fact. It was the fact that those conversations kind of happened after everybody turned us down. If they would have happened earlier, you know.
All right.
I think sometimes you just fall into it. I actually wasn't expecting to direct. It just so happened that the person who was leading the project right there didn't fit in the mix. I believe that the game should be something different than what it was, shaping up to be, and basically said, you know what, I'm going to take the reins. And it's not so much that somebody tells you you're going to be that; it's that you become the person that the team needs.
To get your own exclusive copy of God of War Game Directors Live, be sure to visit the PlayStation Store by November 23rd to download the entire pre-order bundle as an exclusive gift with purchase of God of War Ghost of Sparta.
You guys make our job worth it.